All right, everybody. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the Gulls Nest. As always, I'm Adi84 and my trusty sidekick to the left, Adam the Mallett.
Well, thank you. Good to be here, as always.
The season's officially started, and we have games in the book. Actually, if you're watching this, we record on Mondays, just so you guys. So on Wednesdays, you guys see this episode. There's actually a game going on tonight. And let's see, where are they? They're playing the Mystics tonight and Cardine's box. So we're going to talk about the first three games. Apparently, there was 5 games scheduled prior to this. And the Mountaineers game on the let's see, the Mountaineers game. Oh, Mountaineers game looks like it was canceled on the 5th. The Steeplegates, which was on the 6th, looks like it was postponed till the 12th. They played Friday against Ocean State, and let's see, they played Sunday against the Bristol Blues. So
I got a question for you. I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you think we should push our like I know we're working on a delay here, but do you think we should start to push these so it's like we're working with the game that happened as most recent of the recording, so that way the recap when we start talking about those games is a little more current? I was thinking about that today, actually.
So we're up to date. So when the show gets released on Wednesday,
Okay.
this show will be a day and a half from now.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping that.
So yeah, I got us on pace still as we're talking about. We're recapping the week. So essentially, when you're watching these episodes, we're talking about the week prior, up until that day, and everything to
Gotcha.
that. So that way, everyone's on the same page. We know that we're going to be talking about so basically we're talking about week 1 of baseball. The week for us starts on a Monday. So we got 3 games in the bag. Next week we'll talk about the rest of the games that happened after that, and then we'll go on there and so on and so forth. But so right now the team is officially
the 1 and 2, right?
1 and 2. And see that we're talking about the first game. The first game was opening day on Tuesday the 4th. It was away. They won 4-1 against Vineyard, which is cool because that means they had to go all the way to Martha's Vineyard for that game to go play the Sharks. And 4-1 victory is nice. Can I break the box scores down here?
Garrett Staton was actually really good in that game. He was 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. He pretty much, I mean, he was half of their scoring right here. I mean, that's great. You know, you also the pitching pitching was solid. 12 strikeouts in 6 innings.
Yep.
From Adam.
Yes.
Not, I'm a little biased because my name's also Adam, so I gotta.
Well, I mean, I understand that. Yeah,
he's representing, so I gotta say, Adam Mayer crushed it. 6 innings.
It's a pretty impressive 12 strikeouts. Pretty damn good. 6 innings, like you said.
2 hits.
Yeah.
No walks.
That's good. And this is one of the guys we talked about prior when we were recapping pitches a while ago. Yeah. We thought he was going to be something that's going to be very beneficial to the team. And then we go up to Garrett Stanton, which we talked about, obviously, a few weeks ago. And like you said, he went, where do we go? He went 4 at-bats, 1 hit, strikeout, hit by a pitch, stolen base. That was at
3 hits. 3 hits.
Wait a minute, I'm looking at the June 9th game. Hold on, yes. 3 hits. It's the 4th. Yes, we're talking about the 4th. For some reason, the stats are upside down. Okay, there we go. Vinny, yes. 4 at-bats, 2 runs, 3 hits, a double, 2 doubles. Oh, damn. And a home run. 2 doubles and a home run. It's pretty good. 2 RBIs. So, and these guys get numbers now, which is fun because they're all number 0 prior to that.
I know, right?
Now, I don't know if you're looking at the Vineyard box score for batting, but there's a guy who was batting second, number 15, whose name is just G.
Comma G.
So
comma G.
He just has a last name. It's just Graziano. It's like a one-name star, right? I mean, he's like the Madonna of the NECBL.
I want to be hashtag.
Right?
Good for him.
It's pretty funny, and he has no statistics. If you go to his
let me see.
If you click on the name, there's absolutely nothing there.
26. I got 7 at bats,
Well, no,
286.
there's statistics, but there's no name, there's no hometown,
Yeah,
there's no birthday. This guy might as well have been a
like a mascot.
yeah. I do like that the website does have
I love it. I
the
love it.
spray shot. You notice that
I see something. Yes, I see something
for
to that
some
effect. I haven't
guys.
explored it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
So
great.
like yeah, so like all right, the website I think it's a little inconsistent on team by team, but if you click on any of like say the Vinian guys, right? It will show you. Well, maybe this guy doesn't have it either. So I guess it's very selective. Some guys have it, some guys don't. It'll show like a spray shot of where they actually hit the ball and everything like that. So I was going through the stats earlier today, and I was like, that's interesting. They get some pretty in-depth statistic measuring tools here. But all right, so we go to the first game. Stetton's obviously the horse leading off,
Hmm.
playing second, batting 750 right now. Second best guy right there is was it Murtha, the DH.
Nice left field
Batting.
spot.
Let's see, he was batting 500 during that game. He's got 4 at bats, 2 hits, 1 double, a strikeout, and a stolen base. So, which is pretty good. Slugging
Mhm.
percentage 750, on base percentage 1.2, which is always nice. It's always nice when it's above 1,000, right?
For sure.
So the first game I would say was pretty successful. I tried to get some like see if there was any video or anything of that nature. I couldn't find anything.
Did you look
There's
on
a, if
YouTube?
no, I seen I guess I seen some clips. Did you find anything?
No, I'm just. I'm sure. I bet I could. I mean, YouTube. I mean, we're on. It's funny. We're on YouTube here, and we don't look on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I know.
So,
So if you are watching these games or want to check them out, there's a link on them called Game Live, and it actually does like a play-by-play of the game. So you can actually go to this particular game and hit the Game Live button, and you can actually go and see everything that was there
oh
prior to.
yeah, dude, I got 3 minute highlight reel of that game right here, and
Really? Okay.
it's all just strikeouts. It's just him crushing it.
It was on shot on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. The Newport Gulls versus Martha's Vineyard Sharks, 6/9/2023. Yeah, it's just a strikeout fest, which is great.
So now we look at the statistics. 3 games have been played. The Gulls are 1-2. Now, if I look at the Vineyard Sharks, they're currently 0-3 right now.
Hmm.
So this first game would be a measurement of what team was statistically a little bit better, meaning the Gulls were at this point. But the Sharks don't exactly look like they're going to be breaking any records so far this season. So as we move on to the second game, let's get to that right there. They played well, the second game was postponed. This was played North Adams on Thursday. For some reason, the game against the Mountaineers on the 5th was taken off the schedule. And I wonder why. And it looks like they're playing Vermont on the 10th
Okay.
instead. So so if you're looking at this schedule, it doesn't exactly match up to the schedule. Oh, they're playing a double header on the 10th. So that game must have been postponed. Okay, that makes sense. So on June 10th, which is, I guess, today, right?
I think so.
How are they playing 2 games at 6:35?
I don't question it. I'm just gonna roll with it because honestly, there's a few things here I don't understand on the layouts of certain things
Yeah.
that just don't add up.
So they're either playing a doubleheader tonight or they played earlier today and the statistics haven't uploaded. But nevertheless, the game that was supposed to be the opening day game at home last Wednesday got moved to today. Their opening day was actually Friday. So Friday
okay.
will be the next game we talk about. So they played Ocean State at home on Friday, June 7th, a couple days ago.
Okay, June
And
7th was the next game. Was game
yes.
2.
And they lost 9-5
Yes.
to Ocean State. Now Ocean State right now also has the same record as they do. They're 1-2. The Gulls are also 1-2, as we said.
I swear to God, hold on. I swear to God, when I click that on the website,
Yeah.
it goes to, well, let me make sure I'm not crazy here. Let me see something. I have a because I clicked that at the top banner and it went to the score. Okay, there it is. Okay. I clicked it the first time and it went to the score from the first week.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But we're there though. We're good. We're good. Okay.
Now, I'm looking at the hitting for Newport for the second game, and there's a lot more people hitting this game. Okay, so
Hmm.
if you look at the first game, it was like three people that were basically, holding the team up for the most part. Game two, we got our boy Stanton. He's hitting. He was out 4 at bats. He had a walk and he had 4 strikeouts. So okay, so game two, not as good as game one for him. Um, Still batting 375 right now at this point for the season.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
crushing it.
the real guys that really, the ones that are really lighting it up was let's see, Seiko. How do you pronounce his name? Zeko play left field. I believe we talked to him. Brody
Yeah,
Sacco. I think it's Sacco is how you pronounce it.
I think so. Yeah, I think so close you're gonna get. Yeah.
Brody, he was at 4 at bats. He had 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 RBIs, 2 strikeouts. And then we go to everyone else on the team that day. The hits they're few and far to come. So curious. Now let's go to the pitching. See how Ocean State's pitching was. All right, so the pitching was kind of a little weird for the both teams this game if you look at them because we have Ocean State, which had 4 guys pitch for them. They had a starter only went 4 innings.
Mhm.
Next guy came up was an inning, 1.2 innings. Then another guy 2.1 innings, and then the closer was 1 inning. The guy who came in to relieve, Jay Smith, pitched 1.2 innings, gave up 2 runs and 5 walks. His
Oof.
ERA is 10.80 for that. So it's odd to me. I guess if you look at the box score, and yes, that makes sense. That's where Newport kind of recovered some runs there.
Yeah.
And it looks actually they took the lead at that point. In the fourth inning, they were winning 2-0. Ocean State tied it up in the fifth 2-2. Newport took the lead again in the sixth after 4-2. And in the seventh inning, Ocean State scored 7 runs. So now if we go to what happened there, man, take a look at the third pitcher for the Gulls for that night. Look what his ERA is.
Yeah, 63. 7 earned runs in 1 inning. I mean, Kavala. Yeah, this name. I know this name.
We
Michael
talked
Kavala.
about him
Yeah,
a little bit
we
a few
did.
weeks ago.
I'm pulling up his old numbers. I'm curious to see if he what his numbers look like. If
He
he
was the Georgia Tech guy we talked about. He was a 6-footer, 180 pounds. It's I think
okay.
we had some high hopes for him, didn't we?
I don't. I think he was one we needed maybe more information on, and there wasn't a plethora of information.
Yeah.
Maybe there was. I'm trying to find his numbers. Uh, wow, I found him on a website that breaks down so much information that I honestly, in the time we have to discuss, I cannot do it.
For another day, another time.
I'll go with perfect game. Europe. Oh, okay, perfect game. Listen, your ranking system sometimes a little bit weird and I think manipulative. This is a international European ranking #1. What the hell does that mean? Perfect game. Like we're not in Europe, okay? And
No,
I
but
know
is
I'm on
it
the right site, and I know I'm looking at the right person. Wait,
is he one of the
this is
guys?
Mike. No, it's Mikhail Kavala. That's his name.
Yes. Is this the right guy? Same guy, right?
I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
Yeah, Mikhail Kavala. Was this the guy that was from overseas?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think the name rings a bell. When I bring it up right here, yes, in my history right here, Georgia Tech, Yellow Jackets, player profile on perfect game.
That's all it says. You looking at that?
Yes, this is from Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, #1 in Europe.
Okay.
That's all I got. That's all we
Yes,
got.
#1. You're right. Yeah, that's about it. Interesting. So, from what I understand, and from what I have watched over the years regarding European baseball to American baseball, or North American baseball in general, if you want to include the Latin American countries, there is a fall off when it gets to Europe. The baseball players are not, I wouldn't say as good, but they're not as, the competition isn't quite there compared to what it is over here. And this is, if you watch the World Baseball Classic, this is very, pronounced over the
Yeah.
years. It just you could be. I mean, I'm sure he's kicking ass over there, and when he was playing in Czechoslovakia, and obviously coming over here, he's playing for a really good school like Georgia Tech.
Mm.
Um, this could have been like the first taste of kind of like some real, upper competition too.
I,
Because you get,
I I'm sorry.
what were you gonna say? No,
No,
go.
I was gonna say after that I got excited. Sorry to jump the gun there, but after he pitched and allowed 7 runs in an inning, my the guy that you and me are fond of is based on his last name. Pitched after him in 1 inning, walk, strikeout, Dorito,
The Dorito,
the
yes. So the Dorito.
Dorito, the chip master.
So I'm gonna say the Dorito came in to close that in and out because he only had one inning pitch.
Yeah,
Um, this makes sense. So we had one inning, and then we had Dean come in. So Dean and Dorito closed the game out. If you look at the box score, they shut down Ocean State. I mean, other than Cavala's one inning pitched,
yeah. No, they were in it. They were
the
definitely
Gulls
in
would have
it.
had that game,
Yeah,
and they were leading multiple times during the game
they
too. So
were.
you know,
They're gonna get it together. There's only been 3 games here registered. You know what I mean? That's nothing
these
much to go
guys,
off of.
and they never played with each other before, which is even crazy. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
gotta say, so this was their first home game, and their attendance was 3,182 people, which is pretty good
Hmm.
for a level baseball. It's a lot of people. I mean, could you think a lot of these kids aren't even playing in front of that many people sometimes? But the biggest schools, yes, but like the smaller schools on like a Tuesday night game, you're not drawing 3,000 people.
It's true. It's true.
It was funny when I was down. It was 2021, so it was still that COVID area. That was weird where they weren't letting people into ballparks yet or whatever. I was spending the night in Durham, North Carolina, and the Bulls play there, the Durham Bulls, but they also use it for University of North Carolina uses as their home field. And my
Hmm.
hotel was overlooking the field, and
Well, that's cool.
it was like some cool like there was a game going on. It was like the first week of March. It must have been the first week of April. So it must have been like the first week of the season. And there was a lot of people like because you could stand around the perimeter and look through. You just couldn't go in the stadium. It was the weirdest thing. And they had a lot
Hmm.
of draw there. So like some schools like that will draw people no matter what. And then there's other schools like if you're playing for like a 1A team, you know, on a Tuesday night, who's going to the game? You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah,
baseball's a lot of these schools, baseball's not their number one sport.
it's
You
true.
face it,
Yeah,
football's
no,
the
it's true.
sport, right?
It's
So
true.
3,000 people, it's pretty good. I like that. It's maybe sometimes you get a little shaky. Sometimes you get a little nervous. Like you said, we're all trying to figure this out. It's week one. There is plenty of weeks left. So I would be interesting to keep an eye on them on who were we just talking about? Come on, Cavallo as the season goes on to see
Hmm.
how he adjusts because if you look at the rest of the pitch in that game, it's not terrible. Um,
No, not at all. No.
so
No.
2 earned runs and 4 innings. All right, what say we got to stay, but you got 9 strikeouts, which is not bad. So, that's the starting pitch. That was Tier that started that game. So that's a result of 1 inning that kind of cost the game for the team.
Yeah.
So, you really can't base the rest of it. The batting was not bad. You know, they're getting it together. So let's move on to
Where's the other one? I'm looking because I'm scrolling by the top banner to find their games and I
so it's
can't.
Sunday night, Sunday, June 9th, they played.
Oh, okay, that's
Um,
why. Because there were reschedules here, so that's why I can't find it. All
so
right.
the start was at they played the Bristol Blues at 5:12. So I wonder if there
Okay,
was
fine. Okay, we go.
maybe there was a delay, maybe. 5:12 is an interesting time to start a game, huh?
It is.
Like 12:15, maybe. 12. I mean 5:15, 5. But so this game, I'm looking at it right now, and they lost 3-2. Now the Blues right now, Bristol
Yeah.
Blues are 5-0.
Yeah. They're
They're
coming in
close.
hot. Yeah.
They are. They've. I would assume they haven't lost a game since the season started. Um, let's go to the pitching first and compare right here. So if you look at Newport, the start in Coleman, which we talked about before, had a solid start, 4 innings, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
To me, it seems
Uh,
like he threw a lot of pitch. I mean, I don't see his pitch count here, but if
yeah,
he only made it 4 innings, granted he didn't allow a run, but I'm thinking he must have thrown a lot of pitches if he only lasted that long.
yeah, I don't see a pitch count either. It's interesting.
Um,
All right. And then the guy that came in after him, was it Chatham? Cheatham, I guess. Uh, pit,
Chetham? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
okay, he pitched 3 innings, and
3 innings, 5 Ks, and I mean, honestly, though, none of these guys allowed runs, which is great. You know what I mean? And
right,
honestly, even allowing 3 runs in total for 9 innings isn't bad. Like the hitting, it's funny because the hitting, it's like they'll have like there's a bunch of guys who have like one hit. Like it's peppered in hits. Yeah,
right,
I will say from the leadoff position, with Staten, he's just been through only it's only a small sample size, but so far your leadoff position is just doing so well. A lot of I see, one strikeout, two strike. It just seems like that's your top of your lineup here. Just couldn't hit timely. Like it's
right.
just that's just kind of the way it felt. It felt, but they only allowed 3 runs again. Just couldn't get the big hitting. It seems like the hitting is happening. It's just not the big hits that are coming
Right.
through. You know,
The
and
runs when
then
you need them. Because if you look at
yes,
this, if you compare the two pitches, obviously the Gulls came out first 7 innings really, really, really strong. And it was the starter for Bristol that kind of let the runs up to allow the Gulls to get a 2-run lead going into
yeah,
the eighth. I mean, it wasn't to the eighth inning until the Blues scored. And, the starter pitched 4-1, 2 earned runs. That was it. He seemed to settle down after that. And then you had the next guy come in, 3 innings, excuse me, 1 run, 3 hits. So that wasn't too bad. And so their closing rotation pretty much solid that night. I mean, really, really good. And it wasn't except for just the closing pitcher for the Gulls. It came in the eighth. Odell, who led up to 3 runs, 2 of them earned, um, and 2 walks. So
mm,
the walks are what are going to get you because you got people on base and they're scoring and people getting hits. I mean, that's the difference of the game right there. That's a 3-2 loss that could have went either way depending on the situation.
yeah, that's
So,
true.
like you said, the batting's not bad. The big batter right now on the team. I mean, other than Orban, who's batting 1,000, but he only has looks like one at bat at this point, so really can't
Yeah.
really get a good measure. But you Stan and Mutha are batting 333 right now. Um, that's pretty solid for the season. If that's a good measuring tool of what they're going to be doing for the rest. And other than a few guys, most of the guys are starting to put some stuff together too. So, the first week or two, you got to figure they're going to be able to figure this out. Because if they're,
Yeah,
I mean, how do you know? You don't know. You're going into this, right?
that's
You
true.
take a bunch of guys who never played together before, who never played against other people they never seen before, maybe one or two from college, and then you're like, all right, guys, you're going to be a team. Here's a week, figure this out, and there you go. And a lot of these guys, you remember, like the College World Series still going on right now. I think there's only 2 teams left right now, so I think it's like Tennessee and someone else. But
Mm,
you got to figure a lot of these guys might be just coming fresh out of the playoffs too, or at the end of the season. So they're just like that guy don't know what the hell's going on. They just get brought up to Rhode Island and said, "Hey, let's go play some ball,"
it's true.
with some
Yeah, no, it's true.
strangers. And of course, the schedule looks like it's been screwed up because of weather and stuff so far this season. So they should have had 5 games in the bag right now, and they only have 3. So um, whether that plays into any of the rotation or the rhythm or adjusting to the how you're gonna play, that could have something to do with it very easily. Um, I mean, anything's possible when it comes down to that, right? So tonight they're playing the Schooners. Let's go. Let's go to the website. Let's see. Um, Curious. All right, so they have, and this could be a mistake. One of the games could be tomorrow too. So it is saying they're playing the Mystic Schooners tonight. If I click on, I don't think I click on the game. Let's see. How about there's a schedule, isn't there? Like you could click on.
I've been going by the top banner.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so I don't want to do that. Okay, if I click on the box score, all right, this game starts. Doesn't say I think 6:30 is a start, so it'll be starting soon after this episode is over. So we'd be talking about this game next week. They're in pregame right now, actually. Does it have projected lineups here for pitching? I'm curious. Interesting. All right, so it doesn't have.
Mm.
I have zero information on who's playing this game right now. So this will be a mystery. We'll figure this out next week, I
Yeah,
guess. So,
I guess we will.
but the week ahead looks as follows for them. So they have the Schooners tonight. It looks like, let's see, tomorrow's the 11th. All right, yeah. So that game against Vineyard. Wow, this schedule's so weird, dude. So they're supposed to be playing Vineyard on Wednesday.
Okay.
It got moved to Tuesday, so they're playing Vineyard tomorrow instead of Wednesday. And
Hmm.
then they're playing Vineyard again. Huh. So I know it could have been two. They need to play X amount of games as well. And Vineyard is in their division. So I'm assuming that say one of the games like the Vermont team and the North Adam team are so far out, they might just say screw it, we're not playing them. Or I'm gonna play them once just to make the schedule so we can have enough games in. We'll just play another game with a team that's in that division. That could possibly be it too. I have not following this league very well, but I have a feeling that a lot of these games and a lot of adjustments to the schedule are done on the fly. Like when it has to be done, you know what I mean? So if you look at the current standings right now, right now overall in first place in the Western Division is the Blues. They're 5-0, but the second best team is the Mystic Schooners, who they're playing tonight. They're 4-2. After that, you have to jump into the North Division. The North Division with Keene, Vermont, and Stanford. Those teams are the next of the leaders. And then you have a bunch of teams with one win, like the Navigators, the Waves, the Gulls, the Steeple Cats, and the Westerners. And there's only one team with no wins, and that is the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. So the team that has to travel the most and has the most obscure place to play has no wins. I wonder, I'm curious if that, I don't know. Do you think that has a lot to do, like, because you have to travel? I guess you're on a,
I think a little bit.
Maybe, right?
Not mainly, but I'm sure it takes a toll a little bit. It's got to.
You got to figure your commute's a little bit more because once you're done with your bus ride, you're not done with the bus ride. You have to get the bus on a boat, and then that boat's on a schedule.
It's horrible.
So you have to sometimes maybe wait a couple hours before you get back on the island. So you're probably not getting back home till late.
Back on the island. It's like the show Lost. You got to get on the island. Off the island. You're on the island. Yeah.
What wild to me is when they play like North Adams or they play like Vermont, like they don't stay the night anywhere. That bus turns around and goes.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. We were talking to some of the players at the when I was at a Navigators game when it was they were playing the Vineyard, and they said like we gotta have to bus back and then go all the way the next day. It's like Rhode Island where they played the Gulls. Nuts.
Yeah. And they played every day, right? So it's like
I know.
I want to. Hopefully, we get to talk to some of these players as the season goes on, and then we can figure out. I would like to get in their heads about exactly what they're like, how they prep for this, especially the newcomers that never done this before. How do they mentally get involved, and how do the veterans who've done this for a couple of years kind of give some kind of inspiration on how to prepare for these things? But right now, tune in to New England Collegiate Baseball League on ESPN Plus. So if you have ESPN Plus at home, you can watch. So if you're home right now and you want to check out the Newport Gulls, which I think I'm actually going to do after the show's over, wrap it up. I'm going to watch a couple of others on the background on the iPad because I'm really curious. I want to see how this team plays. And then you and I are planning a couple games coming up very, very soon.
Yes.
You and I will go over the schedule. I know I have one right now that I know for sure I want to check out. It's probably the Friday night game on the 21st in Lynn against the Navigators. The Gulls will be playing there.
We can do that.
That'd be a nice Friday night kind of out. We can go hang out, check out a few innings. You know what I mean? And then, actually no, that's actually that game's home in Newport. They're playing. It's the following weekend. They're playing in Lynn. So I will figure this out because you know what? I want to go to a couple games this year. Me and you may not make it down to Newport many times this season, but at least we'll a lot of these away games are closer to us.
Yes.
So we'll probably get down to Newport a couple times as the season goes on. And I'm curious. Do you have the All-Star game is on the 21st of July in Bristol, Connecticut? That would be really, really cool to check that out and see if we could get some credentials to get into that, because I'd really like to see. That would give you a really flavor of all the players in the league collectively and check it out. And even it's towards the end of the season, but I think it would give us some good boundaries for next season, comparing some players and knowing what we've seen and stuff like that,
I concur.
But all right, so if you guys are watching the show, please leave some comments below. Let us know what you think and all that good stuff. Anything you want to add before we conclude this episode?
No, my friend, I'm ready to roll.
All right, check out the Gulls on ESPN Plus. You can watch the games there. Also, if you don't want to do that, you can also just click on the games and you get the game stats as the game goes on. As it looks like right now, they're playing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're playing all week except for Sunday coming up to the next episode of this show. So, and it looks like they have two games at home. I would very, very strongly advise you to check the day before or the day of before going to any of these games, because as we just seen right here, the first week has already been altered a little bit, and I'm sure this is something that's very consistent with collegiate ball because you just never know. So plan ahead and check before you make a trek out to a game, just in case. You don't want to be driving all the way to Sanford, Maine, and being very disappointed at it. You know what I mean? So that's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
But anything you want to add? Are you good for this episode?
I'm good, my friend. I'm ready to wrap this up, and we'll continue next week. And hopefully, they get some more wins.
That's right. We'll see what happens. The first week is in the bag. We'll hopefully the second week they can get their get the train going, the choo-choo train, if you will. You know what I mean? So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next week here on the Gulls Nest. See you later. Bye. Woo!